So we're going to look at long division in this short tutorial, and we have two sums. First one is sum A, where we're going to divide 21 into 735. Second one then is B, where we're going to divide 19 into 1121. Okay, so let's look at sum A. So how do we do this? Well, we want to divide 735 by 21. And so we're going to use the long division method to do that. So what we do is we look at the number we're dividing in and the number we want to divide. So the number we're dividing in is 21, and so what we do is we look at the first number first of all and say, does 21 divide into 7? Well, it doesn't, so we put up a 0. Then we move on to the second number in the sequence, and we say, does 21 divide into 73? And we know that 21 does divide into 73 because it's smaller. The question is, how many times does it divide into 73? So 21 multiplied by 3 would give us 63. So that's a good estimate. So let's multiply 21 by 3. So 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, and that gives us 63. So we place our 63 in here, and we place the 3 that we multiplied 21 by up on top. And it's important that we have our squares and we have it lined up. What we do now is we take them away and we'll see what is left. So 73 minus 63, that gives us 0. 7 minus 6 gives us 1. So we have 10 left. And what we do next now is we check and make sure that the number we're left with at this stage is smaller than our divisor, the number we're dividing in. And it is smaller. So we can carry on. If it's bigger, you haven't multiplied enough. So if the number that's left here is bigger than the divisor, then you haven't multiplied enough times. So what we have to do now is we're left with a 5, and we have to bring down our 5. And now what we're going to do is we're going to divide 21 into 105, or what is left after we've divided 735 by 21 the first time. So again, we need to look at 21 and estimate how many times that is going to be able to divide into 105. So I know that 5 20s would give me 100, and 5 1s would give me 5, which would give me 105. So let's check. So we try 21 multiplied by 5, so 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, so that's 105. So that's exactly what we want. So we place our 105 in here, and then we place the number that we've multiplied it by up here at the top. And now we're going to take away, so 5 minus 5 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. And so we're left with 0, and this is our answer up here at the top. And we sometimes write ANS for answer. So our answer is 735 can be divided by 21 35 times. So for example, if you had 735 sweets and 21 classmates, each classmate would get 35 sweets. Okay, let's move on to the second example. And here we're going to divide 19 into 1121. So again, we look at 19 and we try and divide it into our first number. So does 19 go into 1? It doesn't. So we move on to our second number. Does 19 go into 11? It doesn't. So we put a 0 up here. And our next question then is, 19 divide into 112? Well, it does, because it's much smaller than it. And then we have to estimate. So my estimate, I'm going to round 19 to 20, and I know that there are 5 20s in 100. 6 20s will be 120, so I think that 6 times would be too big. So using that information, I'm going to multiply 19 by 5 and see what number I get. So 5 9s are 45, put down your 5 and carry your 4. 5 1s are 5 plus 4 is 9. So we have 95. So I think that's a good estimate. So I'm going to take 95 away from 112. And it's very important to remember that I put my multiple up, or my factor up here. because at this point I've multiplied 5 by 95, or 5 times 19, which has given me 95. So now we take away. So 2 minus 5 I can't do, so we cross that out and we borrow, and 12 minus 5 gives us 7. And then 0 minus 9 we can't do, make that a 0, make that a 10, and 10 minus 9 gives us 1. And then we check, is this number here smaller than our divisor? It is, so 5 was a good estimate. And we're left with 1, which we have to bring down. So let's bring down our 1. And now we have to see how many times does 19 go into 171. So again, we need to estimate. So we'll say 19, again, is quite close to 20. And I know that 9 20s will be 180. So I'm going to multiply 19 by 9 and see what answer I get. So let's go 9 times 9, that's 81. Put down your 1 and carry your 8. 9 ones are 9, plus 8 is 17. And so I have 171. So when I multiplied 19 times 9, that gave me 171, which is exactly the number that I'm looking for. So I'm going to take them away, but first I'm going to bring up my 9, because that's what I multiplied 19 by. So at this point I multiplied 9 times 19. At this point up here I multiplied 5 times 19. And that gives me my numbers up here. So I'm going to take away now, so 171 minus 171. 1 minus 1 is 0, 7 minus 7 is 0, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have nothing remaining. So my answer is, I'm going to write A and S up here, my answer is, how many times can I divide 1121 by 19? Well, the answer is 59. So for example, if 19 friends won 1,121 euros in a lotto, they would each, when divided out equally, get 59 euros.